Hello, Chodesh Tov. So today's the first day of Rosh Chodesh. There's 2 days this month, and we are leaving Sivan and going into Tammuz. So today's Thursday, and it's the last day of Sivan. And tomorrow's going to be first day of Tammuz officially. Going into Tammuz has a bunch of implications. Tammuz is known as a month of Din. There's a lot of difficulties that the Jews have encountered in the past in the month of Tammuz, most notoriously the breaking of the Luchos, the Chatei, and I want to just talk about the parshas that we've encountered in the last couple weeks and the one that we're in, just how we can learn from that some ideas just to take for the future. So we had Parshas Baloscha, which kind of starts this trend of seeing things in a negative light. We have Miriam at the end of the parsha looking at Moshe and speaking Lashon Hara about him. And then we had last week's Parsha Shlach, which is the Chet of the Meraglim, where the Meraglim were sent to Eretz Yisrael, and they didn't bring back the best report. They talked about the lands negatively, and they also talked about themselves negatively. They said how they appeared to the people of Canaan as grasshoppers, and so they added a whole other dimension to that. And this week's Parsha coming up is Parshas Korach, and Korach also sees things in negative light. He judges Moshe, and he also inflates himself, kind of an ego inflation. So there's a bunch of seeing that's being done here in the wrong way. It's interesting to note is also, according to, I think it's the Sefer Yetzirah, the month of Tammuz is also, the sense that is associated with the month is the sense of seeing. And additionally, each month has its own configuration of letters of Hashem's names. I think the Bnei Yissaschar brings this down. He brings for each month, and the month of Tammuz is the opposite of the regular letters. So instead of it being Yud Kei Vav Kei, it's Kei Vav Kei Yud, and the pasuk that is brought down to illustrate that is when Haman says Kol Ze Einenu Sheva Li, Ze Einenu Sheva Li, and that pasuk is talking about where he's just saying none of this is worth it for me, while I still see Mordechai not bowing to me. This is again this idea of perception, where things are being looked at in a way that is unbefitting for a person that is looking for growth and Torah. So how can we shift that, and what can we do to bring ourselves to a higher level? So I wanted to just look at our just current events a bit. We just finished this war with Iran, or we're in a ceasefire now. It's 12 days. And I wanted to just break it down a bit and just introduce some new ways of looking at things. So firstly, about the rockets, I just wanted to say that this could be an opportunity. This is something I'd seen in the Kutz Maran in Torah Hey, where it discusses Ram, as thunder, as a way of straightening out the crookedness of one's heart. And yeah, the rockets are scary, and it's scary when there's sirens. But thunder used to be kind of like a mysterious thing. Nowadays we know so much, but it used to be this like wondrous thing, and people would be scared. What are we going to do? And I think the rockets, give us that opportunity. We're kind of on this brink of, Baruch Hashem, most people are okay, but it's a moment of uncertainty and it's fear. So it kind of cuts through all the nonsense, and it can connect you straight away to Hashem. So it can be used as an opportunity to bring us close. And that is helpful sometimes when we're found in, some dark place. So just to reframe that as a way of being, a way to connect. Second thing I wanted to bring from the rockets is just halacha. There's a Gemara that talks about before Gizar Din and after Gizar Din, people having their, it's in Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, so it's talking about how in Rosh Hashanah we're judged. But it says that there's a difference for tefillah if it's in a minyan or without a minyan. And one of the things I noticed with the rockets is that when it was one, and when it was the Houthim were sending rockets, there was no one really reacting. But when Iran sent a whole cluster, unfortunately, some managed to get through. And I think that's kind of the mila of, or the elevated level of davening with a group, is how you're joining a mission, you're joining a thing, and things get through that otherwise wouldn't. And it's special. I noticed this the other day also. It's just like, not everyone's always into it. And there's definitely times when it can be more productive to daven alone. But overall, when you're in a group, even if you're not feeling it, or someone else is usually carrying it, it shifts the burden in a way. It's not a burden, but it elevates everyone, when it's all together. So there's definitely what to be seen from that, I think, and taken. And the last thing I just wanted to say about, we'll leave the rockets for a minute and just talk about this kind of progression that we've had with Iran, and as a people, what we've gone through. I feel like we all just went on like this crazy roller coaster ride. But it's special. Like it's as a people, we all just agreed to do this. We all were like, yeah, yeah, let's take this thing. And some people are gonna come off and throw up. Some people are gonna be like, hell yeah, let's go again. Everyone's gonna have their own reaction. But it's really, first of all, it's really special. It's really special that we were able to do this and be so successful. And I really am grateful to God. I feel like it's mom's like a mission that we did as a country because we were all in it. Everyone's like, and no one was complaining. Like it was like we have to do this, and it was honestly a unique feeling. And I've been here for like 5 years. It's special. So I wanted to congratulate us on that, and God willing, we'll see more of the Geula coming closer. And I hope that this could lead us to just seeing things in a positive light and judging each other in a positive way and not judging our reactions because everything hits people differently. And just try to be as much down the kaf as possible. I think that's the rectification of these months. And the second Beis Hamikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam, and just to increase our love for each other and to see ourselves and the world in the way that everything is worth being a part of, and just to take that and internalize it as much as possible and to be grateful for what we have. So God willing, we'll be rectifying our sight as much as possible in these next few months, and we'll be zocher to see only good. And Chodesh Tamuz Tov, the Beis Hamikdash. Yalla.